All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. And I'm going to talk to you here just for a moment on the subject of racism. Now, first of all, number one, you're not going to get rid of racism. And I don't care what ethnic background, what nationality, or whatever heritage or culture you come from. It's been around since the beginning, and it ain't going nowhere no time fast. And you know the reason why? Because people are stupid and ignorant as hell, basically. I had a plethora of bad emails sent to me because, some time ago, Duck Dynasty made a stand. And I didn't know much about these people at all. All I got was wind of, because it's plastered all over the news, because, they're doing everything they can to prop up and trying to strengthen the homosexual agenda. And Duck Dynasty was sticking with their Christian values, out of which they get their book from us, the Hebrew people. And at least they have that right. But what's amazing to me is that people said, Pastor Dow, don't you know what this man has said about blacks or these people and what they think? And of course, my reply to them was, I don't care. He lives. He breathes. He has a right to believe what he want to believe. He has a right to say what he want to say. His rights concerning myself personally ends is when he infringes and intrudes upon my rights, when he gets into my space, when he personally makes an attack on my person. Other than that, if a person want to be racist, you have fun. Because see, people hadn't figured out spiritually nor psychologically what takes place, what transpires, and what goes on when you choose to be racist. I mean, it's really one of the most stupidest, idiotic spirits I ever seen in my life. I grew up I never understood it. I never really understood it. As a young man, young boy, I date women of other cultures, white women. You just name it, and of course, white racism way back then too. I've been met, and at least on two occasions. I'm knocking on the door, and I had a gun barrel pointed right in my face. A teenage boy now. Can you imagine that? I could have been a Trayvon Martin or some of these other people, simply because I was getting ready to just go take the girl out on a date. And the parents saw my color, my skin, and they didn't like it. And of course, I went and got my dad, and my dad, he took care of the situation. I promised you, my dad took care of the situation. Matter of fact, one little small city called Lakewood, Tennessee. It's in between Old Hickory and Madison. I remember one situation like that. They had almost every police and every sheriff that was on the beat out there in that neighborhood. We turned that neighborhood literally upside down because that man took that gun out of my face. And I told him, I said, I'll tell you what, if I get back to that car, I'm going to get my father. Because I was only 16 years old at the time, somewhere along in there. And I said, when I come back, I said, I promise you, I'd like to see you draw a gun on him then when he gets back. Because people don't understand my dad. My dad used to be a police officer in the early 70s. And Dad Dow, if you know him, he don't take no crap from nobody. I don't care who you are. I promise you, I remember, oh man, I can remember some of the things. I could tell you some things about my dad. But I never understood it. And still don't understand. Of course, I understand history. I'm a history buff. I know exactly what has happened in history. But as far as these people, people are actually taking me on the chin because I don't know about Duck Dynasty and what they did in other areas. I'm making a comment based upon their stance and their opinion about a subject. I don't care that they're prejudiced or racist in these other areas. It sounds like a personal problem. You understand? But you have to understand, all you people who choose to say you support and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, all these other pieces of paper, which our Congress today basically looks at as toilet paper. They just pieces of trash that they wipe their butts with. They don't really mean nothing because they done usurped every single one of them. And many of you still living in the twilight zone. What you need to do is kind of wake up and try to figure out what's really going on, and then start making preparations for it. But anyway, I could care less that these people are racist and they have all these problems. I live in a county that is flat out racist. I did a video and showed you the Ku Klux Klan articles and stuff and said, we want to recruit you. I guarantee they don't want to recruit me. And then not only that, I've had them even call me and say that they want to explain to me the reason why that they putting these flyers out. Now, first of all, you know, based on the history of the Ku Klux Klan, why in the hell I want to talk to you? You want to talk to me? You see me out in town every day. Almost every day you see me out in town. You people ain't hiding. Everybody, I'm telling you, I am the most popular figure in this little small town. You know why? Because I'm the only black preacher, and you can count the black people on this hands out of the whole county. But anyway, they have made no apologies whatsoever at all. As a matter of fact, they have made it well known how racist that they are. But of course, that's going by the wayside too, because this newer, younger generation, they're crossing racial barriers. There's a little town down here not too far away called Hartsville. And that's where all the black guys, all the black boys grow up. And the black boys and the white girls, they're hooking up. They're hooking up. But like I said, you know, some people are going to play that game. Other culture people that's not going to play that stupid game. But he has a right, the Duck Dynasty, to be racist. It's, you know, people have a right to live, breathe, and do what they want to do as long as they don't impose upon you. And I think our problem is that we have a serious lack of intelligence, a lack of understanding of letting people be what they want to be and be content. Now, you have the right to not like people who are that way. But at the same time, if they don't do anything to you whatsoever at all, you don't possess the right to go over and do something to them. I mean, I'm in town up here, and I get the craziest looks that you ain't never seen in your life. Only one problem, though. They don't trouble me or bother me one bit at all. Not one bit at all. I hope they get their eyes full when they're looking at me. Make no difference to me. None whatsoever at all. I guess, you know, after I went in the, you know, I was in the military and, you know, a paratrooper for 10 years. I was in 82nd Airborne Division and JRTC, which I don't speak too much about. I was in Op 4 as well. And, you know, in the military, you just didn't have all that racism and stuff. And I've been to other countries all across this world. I've never seen such a foul, nasty spirit like I've seen here in this country, in America right here. This country is off the chain when it comes to being egotistic and arrogant and self-willed. I mean, let me ask y'all a question now. How are all you proud to be an Americans doing now, since all the jobs that you claimed it was your job is now gone overseas? You know, the company said, you know what, you proud ass Americans, I'm going to show you. You want to go get your unions? You want to fight for your rights? You want to talk about honest wages and stuff? Well, I tell you what, I'm going to take my company and I'm going to move it to another country. And I'm going to pay them a quarter of what I pay you sorry people. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to make the same goods. Now, they may not be of the same quality, but I'm still make the same goods. I'm going to ship them back into the country, and you going to buy it while you bellyache and moan and bawl and squall and complain the whole time. And while you out got another job or 2 jobs, or maybe, you know, you got 3 jobs now. Husband may have 2, wife have 1, just in order to make ends meet, because the lust of the people in this country is off the chain. And these rich people are still laughing all the way to the bank, because we stupid Americans, we go out, we bellyache and moan, bawl and squall about our rights, what kind of jobs you're going to have, you're going to pay me and all this. Now you ain't getting paid. The housing market is finished. We have no solutions, nor stomach to balance the budget. The national debt is just off the chain. Now, wait a minute. I started talking about racism. How in the world did I jump to 3 or 4 topics just that quick? Well, I'm sure somebody wanted to hear. But anyway, like I said, people, hey, they have a right to live, breathe, the whole 9 yards. Hey, they can even say, you may not like what they say, they can even say it. And you can say something back if you choose to. The deal is when you start getting into each other's space to where your person is being threatened, and there's an invasion upon you, that's when force, and if necessary, lethal force is justified. And I think, again, it's just flat out ignorance that we're dealing with today, that people simply just do not understand. You know, I'm a different pastor, a whole total different pastor than what you people are accustomed to listening to and understanding. You have to understand, you have been trained in this country to function in its society. I was trained the same way, and I learned the training, and I'm still deprogramming myself and unplugging from the matrix, so to speak, on a daily basis, because these Americans are insane. These people are crazy. These people got an attitude and a way about themselves that I have never encountered in all my life. Is just off the chain. But man, I can go on and on and on. I really, really, truly can. But I think y'all get the gist of what I'm saying. I really, truly do. But I got sound advice because I read the book, I read the Bible, and I apply the principles in my life. Listen. If you have somebody that is against your quarter, against your person, you've done nothing to them, but yet they, some way, somehow, they're going to find some kind of way to attack you, whether it be a soft attack or a direct attack or indirect attack, whether it comes through a third party or whatever. It's some kind of attack. First thing you need to do is you need to assess and to evaluate this situation right here. And then you need to make an informed decision after you have done investigated this person's spirit. But in order for you to do all that, you first have got to understand and know yourself, because you can't see people clear until you understand yourself first. Our problem is we think we see everybody else, and we are the biggest standing hypocrites in this world. And that's why we're so blinded to ourselves. We're so easily offended and all emotionally disturbed today. But you find somebody against your person, you don't receive them as no friend. You don't be buddy, chums, and pals with them. I don't give a damn what Christianity tell you. Now, if you choose, it's your right to be deceived by this religion, this false religion called Christianity. That's your right. And I respect your right for wanting to be deceived. It's your choice. It's your decision. But however, you want to know the truth, because the truth is that many of you live by tradition and the opinions of other people rather than facts and the truth. Now, I chose to live by the law, the commandments and the law. I could care less about traditions. I could care less about people's opinions. They mean nothing. And I think you do well to adopt the same attitude. But then again, it's your choice. It's your decision. I do know one thing. I have an insurmountable weight of peace, if I can use those terms. I don't even understand. I probably don't even understand what I'm trying to say. Let's put it like this. I have this big old aura of peace. I really, truly do. Right in my mind. And my mind gets disturbed at times because I have so much on it. And I'm trying to get so much done in a short period of time. But racism is stupid. It really true. It's an evil demonic spirit. It's wicked as hell. And it's only accomplished and done and perpetuated from generation to generation, from one stupid, ignorant, dumbass person to the next. That's what it is. And you do well. I use the word all the time. It's about chemistry. Getting the chemistry right with people, because I mean, I have an assembly up here, and the chemistry ain't right. The chemistry ain't right here because there's too many diversities of opinions over facts, and people just have wicked, funny ways. They expect more of others than they're capable of producing themselves, and trying to get these people to see and understand that. That's rough. You're only going to get a few people that's actively going to be pursuing righteousness and affect change within their lives and the lives of others. And them the ones who you pay attention to, and them the ones who you pour information into, because you can see their soul is hungry and they want to grow. But I think if you can get people to understand the spirit of racism and why people do it, it will bring peace. It really would. It will bring peace. Now, I'm gonna flat out tell you, people can be racist all day long. All day long, all day long, all day long. And hey, you can be racist towards me. That's fine and good. The only thing I'm telling you is don't come invade my space, because I will respect and honor you, and I won't invade your space. I won't dishonor you. But I promise you, you come and invade my space, you ain't never seen an enemy like me. I'll be the best enemy you ever had in your life. And the reason is because I live by a code of ethics and a code of honor. I don't go around troubling people and bothering them and slandering and tale-bearing and backbiting and threatening people, making promises that my rear end can't cash and all kind of others. I don't do stuff like that. I did that when I was a little bitty boy, a little romper rooms and stuff. And sometimes, even in our understanding, we need to be boys. And what I mean by that is that when people are saying things, doing things, just chalk up how ignorant they are and how stupid and dumb they are. And just know that for yourself, but also have the information within you that you can protect and guard yourself from this soft tyranny that's going on. Because these people are stupid. That's just all there is to it. They're brutish and stupid. And there ain't nothing you're going to do about stupidity. And spiritual retardation. You ain't going to do nothing too much about it, because it's all predicated upon the person receiving righteousness and then making the necessary changes. And since every man in this earth seems to believe and think that they're right in their own eyes, and they're the judge, jury, and executioner, then let them do what they're going to do. Let them do what they're going to do, but as long as they don't infringe upon you. I guess that's basically what I'm trying to say. I rambled on long enough. You do well to take my advice. You really would. And also at the same time, if you found a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, if you found that type of a friend that loveth at all times, I'm talking about a friend that loves all time. You found somebody like that, you found a treasure. You really truly have in this life, because they are very few and far and in between. Those are the type of relationships that you should be doing everything you can to cultivate. You should cultivate those type of relationships. You should grow those relationships, and you should not only that, you should actually practice getting closer and closer and closer to each other. And that is the truth. My advice is get away from tradition that deceives your mind, and listen to somebody who understands what's really truly going on, how we've been manipulated and coerced throughout all our years, how this thing we call America, we were born here in it. This thing was already set in motion before you and I even got here. You didn't choose to believe what you wanted to believe. It was a system already in place, already in play, and you just accepted it because you agreed with the system that is sitting in front of you. And from that accepted system right there, you made your own choices of what's right and what's wrong. It's like a lot of preaching and teaching I've been doing now. Religion and society is trying to define to us what righteousness is. But of course, when you get into that Bible, it tells you something totally different. And it's a paradigm shift. It's a seismic paradigm shift, because it challenges all these things you have, listen to this word, chosen to believe. Just because you chose to believe it does not mean it's right, nor does it make it right. And those are the things that really truly need to be looked at again. Hey, y'all have a good day. All right.